Hello, namaste everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. So this video is for the Jupiter's transit in the sign of Gemini for Cancer individuals. So if you have Cancer ascendant or you have Moon in the sign of Cancer, this video is for you. Before we move ahead, please don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Also, if you would like to have your personal readings for me, you can check out the link in the description box, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Also, before watching this video, I would request you to watch first the previous two videos that I have made for the introduction of this transit as to what Jupiter will do in the sign of Gemini and also the Muhurat chart of this transit. So as to understand the theme of this particular transit and then get back to this particular video so as to get in-depth analysis for yourself. Okay, so for Cancer ascendants, this transit of Jupiter is happening in the 12th house. So 12th house has been something, Pisces has been something which we have been talking about again and again in, repeat. So first, we need to understand what is the 12th house and what would it do when it gets activated by the transit of Jupiter. So now 12th house is the house of our subconscious mind. It is the house of our inbuilt talents. It is the house of our bed pleasures. It is the house of our understanding, belief system, spirituality. It is the house of isolation. It's the house of your creative, your creative self, your imagination. It is also the house of jails, asylums, or any isolated places. Okay, that is also the house of one's responsibility. You will see whenever there are heavy planets in the 12th house, or if there are any planets in the 12th house, that gives you a kind of a subconscious pressure over your mind. And because of which you act upon certain things. So 12th house also is the house of the dualities. It's either the house of your addiction or it's the house where you go just oblivion about things. Where you are ignorant of what is the reality of life. That's why it is known as a house of imagination. When Jupiter comes into this house, that too in the sign of Gemini, there are lots and lots of thoughts and ideas that are surrounded within your mind. Jupiter, since it is a heavy planet, it tends to give you heaviness in your 12th house. 12th house is also about overseas, so it activates overseas travel to a distance. When Jupiter comes here, it will make you either file for permanent residency in some other country, move to some other country, travel to some other country. It can give you scenarios where you connect yourself either with your subconscious mind or from a distant land physically. But the most important thing this transit is going to do is to establish a ground to your skills and your talents. Okay, so let's just dive into the chart first so as to understand it better. So here we go. Yeah, Jupiter is coming in the 12th house for you, right? In the sign of Gemini. It is the lord of your 6th house and your 9th house. So the fortune is going towards the 12th house. See, there are two cases what happens with when 9th house goes into the 12th house. Either your luck is at a distance, as in towards overseas, or you feel loss of luck. But of course, what planet is already sitting in the 12th house would matter. whatever the 12th house condition, how Mercury is placed, what dasha you are going through, that is going to matter. And also, let me tell you guys this thing. Many of you do ask that if I do not have any planet in the sign of Gemini, then should I refer to this video? So, till the time I go over planets, that is the whole concept you need to learn, and you need to use that in your chart. So I am giving you prediction for each and every scenario. If your Jupiter is not coming over any planets, and if it is coming over any planets. So consider that, in fact, if you don't have any planets in Gemini, consider this up to when I go towards predicting about Jupiter going over Sun. Okay. So here, Jupiter going into the 12th house, your sixth lord is also going to the 12th house. Now, sixth house is the house of debts. It's the house of your obstacles. Now, they are also going towards the house of expenditure, towards something that is done as an expenditure that just goes away, like, as a part of expenditure. So either you just get done with your debts, right? Or you take on debt so as to make a significant expenditure. So, first of all, having Jupiter in the 12th house as a part of transit is going to be a very responsible time for you, a time full of responsibilities. It also activates your subconscious mind, right? So, it will make you intuitive. It will also make you work on your skills. It will make you learn about your skills, and maybe you want to learn that particular skill of yours from a distance, from overseas. That's why you will be applying to go to overseas or at a distance land. And if you think that is not the case, then it's simply that you might look for a mentor online who is situated at a distance place, and you are just learning from them. So it's a very learning, very lesson oriented time period. Before that, also, one thing I always say that with Jupiter's transit, there are a few words that I use as a part of its transit's result. Expansion, it expands that house. Lessons, it gives you lessons related to that house. Now, coming into the 12th house means that it is going to give you lessons of your responsibilities, lessons with your bed pleasures, lessons with your subconscious mind, lessons with your thinking process. It can even make you very rigid within you, with your thinking process or with your belief system. It also brings in blessings. So the third point would be blessings. Okay, it wherever it throws its aspect, it brings in light, it brings in blessings to that area. Okay, so that's what this Jupiter would do. Now, it will also kind of it is about travel that we have learned. Just a second. So we talked about travel, we talked about learning, we talked about lessons, right? Now let's see what its aspect are going to do, so that we add on information to this transit. So it has three aspects: 5, 7 and 9. So the fifth aspect is going to be on the fourth house. So it expands your area or your horizon of residency. That's why it is possible that you renovate your house, or you send money to renovate your house, or you simply buy a house, because we know that you're filing for a debt, you're going to take a loan, or you're going to take help financially. And at the same time, we know it has to be for an expenditure. So it can be for renovation, it can be for buying a property. It also shows that this Jupiter will act as a fortune giver towards balancing your personal relationships, because we have Libra in the fourth house. So balancing your relationship with your mother, balancing your relationship with your anyone. So it's about you balancing your emotional space and balancing your relationships, personal relationships with everyone. So the fifth aspect going into the fourth house also talks about research. A person tends to research. So whatsoever skill you will be working upon, you would want to research upon it. You would want to, sit in your room and research about that particular subject. But definitely, I do think there are significant changes happening in the fourth house at the same time, and there are significant, you know, changes you also are going to create towards your heart space, towards the way you connect emotionally with people. Okay. And for this time, you will act as if your mother is your child and you will be taking care of her emotionally, physically, health wise as well. Okay. Because that's the part of responsibility, that's the sense of responsibility. Right. Now, the seventh aspect. The seventh aspect goes into the eighth house, and Sagittarius is one of the signs which is highly activated in 2025 and 2026 because of 10th aspect from Saturn and seventh aspect from Jupiter. So it's a manifestation. It means you will act heavier on your enemies. You will be ready to fight your battles with your competitors. So this actually acts very well in terms of a person's, performance within their workspace. But it also shows that this is the time where you'll have to either target towards what your goal is in respect of your debts, in respect of your conflicts, in respect of your work mechanism, or it is that you need to follow a philosophical approach towards getting done with your problems in life, your conflicts in life. So, if I'm talking about conflicts right now, so that definitely means that the Jupiter will activate some sort of conflict for you. It will activate some sort of matter for you. Okay. And it again shows travel to me. It again shows filing of visas. It again shows maybe permanent residency. So some legal matter is definitely has to be there that you will be dealing with. Okay. So the ninth aspect goes into the eighth house. So ninth aspect going into the eighth house means that your fortune will come towards you suddenly. This is definitely a time, I'm telling you, as a part of your remedy, this is a time for you to make donations. Make donations to priests, make donations to elderly people who are like gurus, to even your own teachers and mentors. But it's like that you need to help them collectively. Like, for example, you do a langar at some place for the elderly people. You are distributing food in a large quantity. So it's like that you have to do something which should be at a large circle. That is something you require to do. You need to do seva of, maybe you are going to the elderly home, and then there you are doing your seva regularly on a respective day for a year, right? So that could act as a very good remedy for you guys. Now, the ninth aspect on the eighth house also shows that it is in a way blessing your eighth house. It is making you research, it is making you innovate, it is making you technically perfect, perfected into some skill of yours. And it also shows there can be gains to or from your in laws. This also expands your fixed assets. But trust me, it makes you move your residence. Whenever, and this would be more apt when Jupiter comes at the cusp degree. By cusp degree, I mean that your ascendant degree. For example, if you are 15 degrees Cancer, then when Jupiter will come or cross 16 degrees, or will cross and be near to 15 degrees, that is the time when Jupiter is going to activate that particular 12th house for you, that particular alignment for you. Okay, so this Jupiter is kind of giving you that fortune, or also it tells that you are going to get hidden lessons, or you are going to get lessons which are going to come as, come suddenly into your life. A sudden event, a sudden change is going to bring in a massive lesson, life lesson to you. Okay, so now let's quickly go over the planets. So if suppose you have Sun in the 12th house, right? This is a placement where there is going to be a heavy expenditure. You're going to take a risk in regards of your career, and also there will be a sense of responsibility or a responsible expenditure you will have to take. But definitely this is your time to shine. This is your time to shine brighter than ever with your skills, with your knowledge, with your qualities, and especially overseas, especially like you are sitting somewhere and you are being recognized at different parts of the world or at a distance. So that's a beautiful placement for an individual to shine brighter than ever overseas. And it also brightens up your skills, your ideas, your mind. But this will give you huge reactions because this is in the 12th house. This is the house of your subconscious mind, and this is the house also of your anger in a way. Okay, so that's what it can activate for you. So for this while, just be careful of your arrogance, be careful of your attitude. The more humble you are, the more good results you will get. Here, the second lord is going towards the 12th house. This is not a sun which will make you lie, because Jupiter will have that responsibility. But this Jupiter does tell you to take the responsibility of your language, take the responsibility of your words. Whatever you say, just bring that into action and say what is required, no unnecessary things. And since the second house is the house of income, your income can also come from a distant land during this time. Okay, your income, or also to a second house lord going into the 12th house shows that your savings are going towards expenditure, so you will have to take out your savings and use that in a significant expenditure of yours. Okay, now next we have moon. So if you have moon in the 12th house in the sign of Gemini, and then Jupiter is coming over it, now it can make you travel, but it will, even though you go away from your home, from your mother, you will have to take the responsibility of your mother and especially her health. Okay, so Jupiter coming over moon is like a Gaj Kesari yoga, right? But it is happening in the 12th house. This is more so concerned with you either using your skills to gain that knowledge, to gain that fortune of materialistic wealth as well. But at the same time, it shows a significant expenditure. Expenditure can be related to anything, your marriage, it can be related to your career, because it is the first house. So definitely it is more about the career. Okay, so it's in a way first lord, the sixth and the 12th lord is coming over the, sorry, sixth and the ninth lord is coming over the first lord in the 12th house. You also have to be careful of your health. This will give you enough amount of money that you can use that into expenses, so as to do certain expenses that are going to come your way. But this is a very good time for you to learn, for you to go into research, go into information, go into gathering knowledge. This works very well with communication as well for you. Okay, so your emotions are going to be quite it since moon in the sign of Gemini is like an unstable emotional roller coaster that goes on. Jupiter coming over it, it is going to give you the responsibility of your emotions. It is going to stabilize your emotions. So you will have to seek the responsibility of your emotions for this time. For your, it's no longer that you can feel whatever you want, and you can just think whatever you want. Jupiter is going to give a definition to those emotions of yours. It is going to give a direction to that. Okay. And somehow I also feel you'll feel quite generous towards other, you'll feel quite helpful towards others. But this definitely also talks about travel, significant travel. Now next is Mars. Mars in the 12th house, it is the lord of your 10th house and it is the lord of your 5th house. So definitely a significant change in your work. You might travel to a distance to establish your work, or maybe you have been asked from your company to migrate to another city, to another state, or even to another country for your work. So there's a very transformative thing that I see with the part of your career. And for some of you, it will be like that you are planning to take an action towards your current career and transform it into something you feel that you're talented with. Like for example, you have been doing 9 to 5 job, now you want to sit at home and you want to start your YouTube channel. You want to start tutoring online to students. Anything like that would happen. But Jupiter coming over Mars in the 12th house, it's like a lot of ideas, a lot of directionless ideas you have. You definitely have skills, you definitely have talent. The only thing that was missing is the organization and the strategy to use that. Now, with Jupiter coming over your Mars, it is going to give you that direction. It is going to put your energy into use. But there is going to be the heaviness of you taking on responsibilities, taking on that humanitarian nature where you are the provider. Okay. Now, next we have Venus. So, Venus in the 12th house, and this is the lord of the 11th house and lord of the 4th house. Definitely the gains are going overseas. Jupiter coming over Venus, huge gains, huge materialistic, comfort oriented, and networking in related to overseas. This is a beautiful time for your self healing. Love would feel heavier. You would feel responsible towards your love relationships, right? It also will activate your bed pleasures. Maybe with a friend, with a person you might fall in love with them. It will take you high on the high grounds of your emotional intensity. With Jupiter over Venus, there is a lesson you need to learn in respect of relationships. It's good for money, it's good for doing certain expenditures, luxurious expenditures, but also it's quite lesson oriented. It is about you feeling and understanding what the loss of love is. Maybe you have been hurt in the past. This is your time to heal yourself now. And even, trust me on this, you will be watching a lot of videos where you would learn how to move on from a heartbreak, and you will be the one who will be guiding others to how to move on from it. how to go ahead, go past of what has happened. Okay, but overall, the fourth lord, the 11th lord going into the 12th house, definitely you wish to buy a home overseas and you will be able to get that, or you just want your home space to be renovated or your interiors to be modified, and you will be making expenditure on that. But it's a very knowledgeable time. You'll be accumulating a lot of knowledge. Next is Mercury. Mercury in the 12th house and then Jupiter coming over it. It's like a kind of a tug of war that goes around within your subconscious mind, within you. It's like that one time you're thinking that this is something I should do. This is not, this is a mature decision. Then you fall into that immature trap. Then you go back into that mature zone. So this is kind of tug of war which goes on, and you are going to feel the gist of it. But definitely it works very well for a person to go to overseas for studies, for their career, for their education. Now, this is the Lord of the 12th house and the third house. Absolutely an opportunity to buy a home overseas, to get the residency overseas, and also to get something solid to maybe even start a business overseas. This will also restrict your communication and give you karma related to your communication, as in you will now have to be responsible of what you say and what your communication is like. You can be highly misunderstood for your communication. So this is the time when you learn what are my boundaries towards communication. Okay, so Jupiter in the 12th house over Mercury also means that it is going to activate something significant in the life of your sibling as well, especially female sibling, but it could be any sibling, trust me. Okay, it also shows that you're going to learn a lot of things like during the night time. You'll be highly activated during the night time, researching maybe on astrology, maybe something related to occult, maybe tarot card reading, something like that. It's like you are trying to collect information. But be careful of the misunderstanding. Maybe you have something in your mind, but you say something else, out of your mouth, and you are just getting misunderstood out of it. Things can get a bit of delayed also because this Jupiter is going to go retrograde, then come back. So things can be, sorry, a little delayed, but for sure the travel is there. Now, next we have Saturn. So if Saturn is in the 12th house and then your Jupiter is coming over it, it's a time for you to get mature. It's the time for you to seek or understand your sense of responsibility. It's the time for you to act upon your responsibilities and be the bigger person. Saturn is the lord of your 7th house. It is the lord of your 12th house. Sorry, 8th house. So there can be some kind of, if you have a matter of inheritance in your family life, or with your parents have a matter of inheritance, this can be a time where it is activated, where the fight towards it is activated. It also means the 7th lord going into the 12th house also means that it is like a loss of partnership that you will experience. And this is a very heavy lesson. This is a time period full of learning lessons for you. Now, this Jupiter wants Saturn, it wants to support Saturn to fulfill its responsibility and to become stable. Because Saturn in the 12th house in the sign of Gemini, it's a war zone within your mind. It's dual ideas. One thing you're doing, you stop that, you start doing another thing. Another thing you're doing, you stop that, you're attracted to the third thing. So that sort of instability, that stuff of is that sort of instability, that sort of, you know, dual nature of yours has to suppress now, has to get done with it now. So this is the time, which is a time for you to look into yourself, to heal yourself, and to work around with your particular, you know, ethics. This will teach you how to be rigid in your approach. This will make you take hard choices in life. It's a very, very responsible time for you. Okay. And this time would also isolate you, or you yourself will isolate yourself so as to seek your own power. By the end of this time, you will see how powerful you are on your own. Now, next is Rahu. So, Rahu in the 12th house, in the sign of Gemini, it's like an obsession. It's like a mind which is operating 24/7. Sleepless nights, disturbed sleep, or it's just a pattern you have had since a very long time. Now, Jupiter coming over it first of all, deals with your subconscious mind. So it can, you may feel quite strong rigidity towards your belief system. This is a placement which can get you influenced very, very easily. So you'll have to make sure that you're not influenced by unnecessary people. This is a time where there can be explosive expenditure or a sudden huge expenditure you would want to take. Rahu always tries to control the efforts or the explosion of Jupiter always tries to do control the explosion of Rahu. So Jupiter here definitely wants to control Rahu, but it can even, since it is also a planet of expansion, it can even expand the energy of Rahu. So this is the time where you need to act responsibly. You need to make actions very responsibly. This can bring in quite changes within your life, sudden changes within your life, and even changes within your job, within your career, and within your personal life. As in, wherever you are situated right now, you might have to leave that place and, go overseas or go at a distant land for making something better out of your life. Okay, now Ketu. But it definitely is a time where you enhance your skills, where you learn about what your skills are. Like, for example, you want to become an astrologer. You want to know about occult sciences. You're researching, you're day and night researching. Then you look for a mentor. You learn from him or her. Okay. So this is the time where your subconscious mind actually is activated. So you can expect having dreams, having intuitive dreams. Jupiter and Rahu both are the ether element. So they work well with intuition of a person, or also it helps you understand the subconscious mind, or the uh you know how people operate from their mind. So it also makes a person excellent psychologist, a person who understands the traumas of others and help them heal that, help them guide them, guide them in this process. Okay, now Ketu. If Ketu is in the 12th house, then Jupiter is coming over it. It's like a selfless service time you need to do. It's like a time where you can donate food to pets, dogs, animals, where you can make some donations towards temples, ashrams. This is a beautiful time for your spiritual enlightenment and also for your spiritual self. So your intuition will be high. The only problem is that you might want to isolate yourself. You might want to go into your own cocoon and embrace your inner self, and only then you'll be able to come out. So it can give you a low confidence, confidence issues as well. But Jupiter, I always say that when it comes over Ketu, it gives direction to this Ketu. It makes a person understand who is best for them and who people are not there in, are not in the best of their interest. Okay. Now, lastly, we have Jupiter itself. So Jupiter coming over Jupiter is like a Jupiter natal transit. It is already the lord of the sixth house and the ninth house. Definitely, it's a conflict. It's conflicts you'll have to deal with. It's visas you'll have to file. It's you will have to travel overseas. It's about all the activities that can take place in regards of the sixth house, ninth house, and 12th house. It also works with exchange of money, debts. It also works with you interacting with your relatives for some reason, and the interaction is not the best. Maybe you have asked for help from them, but they refuse to help you or even give you the what you must have received from your inheritance, maybe. So something like that you can expect. Some heaviness in that part you can expect. This is a time for you to act responsibly for yourself with your part of responsibilities. So it's like a journey. It's like a 1 year journey of your Jupiter. It will give you fortune. It definitely will give you fortune related to your moksha houses, related to your sixth house as well. But along with that, it will make you learn heavy lessons of your lifetime, which you will remember your lifetime and you're going to use them in your day-to-day life. It is aspecting the direct house, the sixth house, the routine repetitive time. So this is your time to become disciplined with your health, nutrition, and with your financial matters. Okay, it's like a kid who just thrives to go overseas and to become something in their life, earn a lot of money. That's a typical mindset I have seen in a lot of people. So that's something I can understand when this is Jupiter's natal transit I'm talking about for a Cancer individual. Okay, guys. So that was all from my side for Cancer ascendants or Cancer moon sign. I hope this works out and helps you give good insights into this transit of yours. Okay. See you next time. Bye bye. Take care.